My bugaboo is that when I see a product and that it says that it's all natural and it's green, whatever, and then all it means is that they're using a recyclable plastic or something, but the inside of it is toxic. It's really horrible. Yeah.
And the average consumer who's not studying this every day, what else do they have to go on? They have to go out there and go, gosh, it says organic. I'm not going to have to trust that it is, or it is green, and especially with cleaning products, because by law, cleaning product manufacturers are not required to even list the ingredients, right? They don't have to list the ingredients. So you're really at a disadvantage when you go out and try to pick up a bottle. You don't even know. You don't know if it's really green. You don't know if there's chemicals in there. They're in a whole other set of laws that they're now trying to update. This is like a 30-year-old law that's ridiculous, and this got grandfathered in that the companies can get away with that. That they can get away with not telling you what's in the product. So you really do have to be empowered today as a consumer. You do have to kind of know what you're looking for. Obviously we promote making your own cleaning products because it's more cost effective and you know what you're getting.
You have a great chapter in your book called 10 Shopping Myths Revealed. So let's cover a few of these. You say myth, candles with essential oils use only natural scents. And you say that some of these candles might contain only 1 drop of oil diluted with synthetic fragrances. Well, what should we look out for?
Yeah, candle companies, again, fall under that grandfather clause. If they don't have to, if you've ever picked up a candle and turned it over to find out what's in it, you'll see there's nothing listed.
Right.
They aren't required to tell you what's in the candle either. So what happens is you'll go out to get a candle, and it'll say made with essential oils, but they could be using 95% synthetic and 5% natural essential oils, and you don't know. So the best rule of thumb is to only look for candles that say made with 100% essential oils, or just get them unscented. We actually, at Green Nest, we have completely soy, no-scented candles because a lot of people have chemical sensitivities, and even the essential oils bother certain people. So you've got to, again, you have to look, dig a little deep into that to see what you're really buying.
Right. That's a really good suggestion. And then another myth, you say products labeled organic do not contain toxins. Now, that was shocking. So
right.
Explain that, right?
Well, that goes back again to
the certification, really. Yeah, ultimately you just want to make sure that, for agricultural products, obviously the USDA certification, has some stringent guidelines for these companies to follow for them to earn this label. Once again, we're getting back to the whole, we can't trust the company to police itself in its advertising. You need third-party certification, so that's what you have to rely on.
And I don't know if you knew this, Beth, but last year there was a big thing that came out with even natural cleaners. I don't really want to say the name brands, but it's very popular, green cleaners that you know.
Right.
They came out and found that these products had 1,4-dioxane, which is a carcinogen, found in these brands that people were trusting as organic.
I know, it was very depressing.
It was
really.
I know. It's hard because you're pushing people, use these products, and then that comes out and it makes people think, oh, forget it, what was the point?
Right.
But that was an example. People, they were saying these are organic cleaners when they had the carcinogen in them. So the thing is people are really trying to crack down and get more stringent regulations on cleaning products and personal care products for better labeling. But right now, your best bet is that third-party certification.
Or making your own. I mean, I use white vinegar and hydrogen peroxide and baking soda. It's easy. It's great. It's effective.
It's effective. It's what people used to use before we had all these 86,000 chemicals available.
Right. Well, so that's one way of saving money. I mean, you say that going green can save you money. So in what other ways? Because I think most people will think, oh, it's going to be more expensive. I don't want to do it.
Well, that's funny you say that because in a lot of cases it isn't. I'll give you an example. Do you actually wash your car at the car wash, or do you wash your car at home?
The car wash.
The car wash. Okay, so you're probably aware of the fact that it's ultimately better from a water conservation perspective to go to the car wash because you waste only about 45 gallons of water versus about 140 at home. But you can also save money doing it by doing neither of those two options and literally using a product like the Lucky Earth waterless car wash. Have you heard of this before?
I have not, no. Okay, what is that?
There's a few brands.
There's a few brands,
and they're called waterless car wash.
The waterless car wash. So obviously it helps from water conservation, but they're There's no chemicals in them, and they do a very effective job of cleaning the car. You literally have about 7 applications per bottle. It's about $15 a bottle.
Wait, so you have to do it yourself, though?
You do it yourself,
okay.
But for those who like doing that, it's,
right.
it's a very effective way to clean the car and save money. Literally $2 a car wash.
And I'll give you another good example. Light bulbs, I mean, that's all in the news, and everyone's was promoting the compact fluorescents, which are the twisty ones.
Mm-hmm.
Ron and I don't promote those because we have a very health focus on everything we do, and they obviously contain mercury.
Mm-hmm.
And so we don't agree with those. But the new LED bulbs, light-emitting diode, it's the same technology that's used in, digital watches. They also are safer because they don't heat up like a regular bulb.
Right.
So they're, better for fires and things like that. But just to show you a comparison, so a regular incandescent bulb would last about 1,500 hours. A CFL would last about 10,000. And an LED, the ones we promote, last 60,000 hours.
Oh, because I know they are more expensive, but I didn't realize that they were that much more cost-effective in a way.
Yeah, because you're right. People will look at the initial price and they'll say, oh, it's so much more expensive. But when you really break down what you're getting out of it, it ends up saving you a lot of money in the long run. So some of these things are a little upfront investment, but long-term you're going to save money.
Right. So what's another good place to start if someone wants to, a lot of people listening don't know where to start because, again, we talked about feeling overwhelmed.
Right.
So what do you recommend? Where should people?
We talked about cleaning, and I recommend that because that doesn't cost you anything. In fact, most people probably have all those ingredients that you mentioned already in their cabinet: baking soda, vinegar, lemons, hydrogen peroxide. So that's a really good first step, and we have do-it-yourself recipes in the book to make pretty much everything. But also filtering your water is such an important thing. And when I got sick and I was going through it, one of the first things I bought was a shower filter because they're so inexpensive. You can get them starting at $25, and they actually remove contaminants from your bathing water. All right, so they're going to take out chlorine. Most cities are treating the water with chlorine, and we get a lot of chlorine exposure in the shower.
Right.
And that's bad. Obviously, it's linked to serious illness like bladder cancer, liver cancer, but people don't realize that a hot, steamy shower can be an asthmatic trigger.
Yes.
And you can actually reduce that by getting the shower filter. Lisa was talking about filtering your water, but literally filtering your air is something that's so important and a really cost-effective thing that you can do. Is just change your furnace filter with an appropriate furnace filter on a consistent
your heating
basis.
And cooling system. Most people aren't doing this.
Right.
It's amazing. We test homes, Ron and I, and when we go to check the furnace filter, oh my gosh, some of these people haven't changed their filter in years.
Years, right? Oh, that's awful. And
they look at you like so guilty,
Oh, because no one told them probably.
Yeah, there's no manual that comes with your home that says change your filter.
Right, and also it can impact your heating and your air conditioning system as well. It could slow it down.
Oh, for sure. It can definitely, that's a big money saving because those start around $10
to $20.
Okay, so that's a really, really small investment. When you put that in, you'll notice your air really kicks in. It starts to get really cold. So if you've got a really caked filter and it's years old, your air and heat bill is really going to go up because it has to work so hard just to pump air through that. Not to mention you're not even getting good air quality. So that's a really inexpensive first step, too.
That really is. We didn't talk about this, but obviously pesticides, everyone's worried about them. Everyone should leave their shoes at the door. It's a very simple step.
Right.
But very effective.
Yeah, we're a shoeless house now, and it does make such a difference. That, I can't believe that for years I never thought about that before,
Right. Exactly. And it's like in Japan and Hawaii, it's very customary, and it's taken the U.S. a little longer to catch on to that.
Have you heard of the DDT study from a while back, Beth?
Tracking it into your carpets and stuff on your shoes.
Yes, they literally did a study. DDT, horrible pesticide, banned a little over a couple decades ago. They did a study 20 years after it was banned on 550 homes, and they found out that about 40% of them still had remnants of DDT trapped in the carpeting of the home.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And who's on the carpet? Kids,
pets.
Sure. They're getting even more exposed to the chemicals.
Right, and then if you walk barefoot, then you're bringing it into your bed, and it's terrible. Well, I want to thank you both for being on the show today. And if people want to get hold of you or get a copy of your book and your website, why don't you give that information?
Well, thank you so much. It's just Green It, justgreenit.net. That's the book, justgreenit.net. We also have an e-commerce website with all types of healthy home products that is greennest.com.